Guys, you're looking at one of the most dominant motorcycles in the history of Suzuki's legendary World Championships. 75, 76, 77, back-to-back-to-back, three-time world champion Suzuki RM125, piloted by Gaston Rahier. Roger DeCoster was dominating the 500cc class, winning the championships also, and this bike was a phenom. This was if you were lucky enough to be a privateer to have this bike in 1976, it was like getting a works bike for the masses. And a lot of trickle down from their GP technology made it onto this bike. This was the first real super competitive motocross bike out of the box that Suzuki made. The TM series, which I had a 74 TM100 and a TM125, they paled in comparison to this bike right here. 75 was the first RM, stood for racing machine. TM was for trail machine. This RM came with there's a first Suzuki with the up pipe on it, the laid down shocks, and a GP inspired engine. Let me give you a quick riding demo and I'll tell you all about it. This one here is a CONCOURS level frame off nut and bolt restoration, one of the finest I've ever seen. There's nothing has been overlooked on this, and I'll get into those details in a second. This is definitely the finest 76 RM125 we've ever had through the shop. I've got an extensive parts list on this thing. Over 100 hours of shop labor to duplicate this build for you if you want one built. And you're looking at just under $4,000 in parts. So at $150 an hour, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to see it's going to be a very expensive endeavor to take a good core bike and turn it into this. And this one started off with a mint set of frame rails, mint set of engine cases, good original swing arm, and from there it was stripped down to the frame, and everything was done on this bike. Every single nut and bolt on this bike has been addressed, and the devil's in the details, and you got to look closely at this one to really appreciate it. Starting with the motor, the engine was completely rebuilt top to bottom. The crank was rebuilt and balanced with a new rod kit, new bearings, new seals. The cylinder was re-sleeved with a new sleeve and freshly bored with a piston kit, new piston kit installed. All the motor parts were refinished in the satin black. So you're looking at over $2,000 just on an engine build like that. The frame, the swing arm, the pegs, the brake, everything was powder coated. The new swing arm bushings, new chain guide, and new dust seals. The shocks are brand new, progressive shocks. Over $350 for a set of those today. New brake shoes. Has a brand new Mikuni VM carb, jetted by Sudco. No Chinese clones here. The tank was professionally painted with base coat and clear coat. That's an expensive endeavor today. You're looking at $750 just on the tank. New front number plate, new front fender, new rear fender. And if you look closely, the devil's in the details. Look at this number plate. It has the original rollers that they would have on here. Those are normally long gone. And check out the mounting bracket on this. That's a period correct RM125 with the rubber. A lot of times we zip tie them on because we can't get the right stuff. So this one was done right, man. There's, like I said, no expense spared. The side panels on this are NOS side panels. Those are valued at over $500 for a brand new set of NOS side panels. They're obscenely expensive and extremely rare. And I don't think there's another set available on planet Earth today. This is one of the last ones. All new decals, all new cables, new clutch cable, new throttle cable, new front brake cable. The Kickstarter was another NOS item. That was a $200 item. Has a brand new NOS gear shifter lever with the factory bolt. So that kicker is NOS. It's not a restored kicker. That's not a restored shifter. That's a brand new NOS shifter. A lot of NOS parts used on this. The stock silencer is completely restored. Excuse me. It had a stock silencer that was completely restored. In fact, that silencer cost $225, but we decided to go with a PFR full exhaust system on it to give it that works look. So we sold the stock silencer and we put this PFR pipe on here, and we gave it the works kit look, which means that the entire pipe was sanded down, and then we blued all of the welds on here to give it that factory look. That's a true hand welded cone pipe by PFR with the silencer. Those are pretty pricey, as you can guess, and they work awesome. The peg springs, peg pins, and foot pegs have all new NOS bolts on it. The one on this side, this peg, this is the original peg that was restored. It was actually bent. We have another one on order, so we didn't have it in time for the video. So I have a brand new replacement or new used peg that's being restored and mounted on there. That's the only item on the bike that's not perfect, is the right peg, and we have one coming. So that's with new peg pins and new OEM bolts too, and spring. The forks were completely rebuilt, as you can see. New fork seals, new dust caps, and the fork bottoms were refinished. You can see the chrome on the forks. They look to be brand new condition. I mean, they're absolutely freaking gorgeous. Look at that. No dings, no dents. Usually they're all gouged up and sanded down with quadruple zero steel wool to make them look good. You can see the hardware is professionally chromed everywhere on the fork triple clamps. The triple clamps were beautifully restored. The wheel set is another big investment. Brand new rims with new Buchanan stainless spokes. The hubs are media blasted and painted with new bearings. You can see that was beautifully done. New front and rear tires, tubes, and rim strips. The seat was rebuilt with new seat foam and a new seat cover. It has all new perches, new levers, and a brand new throttle assembly, as you can see. Brand new sprocket and chain, sprockets front and rear. And the handlebars are exact reproductions of the originals, as are the grips. Those are exact reproductions of the original grips. Has a new intake manifold, new air box boot, new air filter, and we also replaced the entire ignition system on it. The original CDI coil and the CDI box and the coil and the stator had to be replaced. Those were failed, so that's a complete replacement ignition system on the bike too. It was gone through with a fine-tooth comb, tuned, and dialed into the nines, and it's been test ridden, given 3 heat cycles and about 15-minute ride time. The only thing left to do is for me to replace that peg right there. But like I said, the devil's in the details. Look at the front axle on this thing. Brand new axle and axle bolt. The triple clamps are beautifully restored. The fuel tank it didn't look this good when it came out of the showroom. The fuel tank, the factory paint shops weren't this good. The NOS side panels. The thing about these side panels is unfortunately the manufacturer, the aftermarket, like the DC plastics and the other ones on the market, they don't have these slits on here. So if you see these, that's either an original or an NOS. This is an NOS original with the proper hardware. Phillips hardware is what they had back then. The proper washers, and it's just absolutely beautiful compared to the reproductions. These are the brand new progressive shock springs. You can see the new hardware for the it has a brand new rear brake cable, so every cable on the bike is new. The brake lever is beautifully restored. Did I show them the engine cases or the frame rails yet? The frame rails are absolutely freaking perfect on this thing. They're really, really nice. Really nice. Maybe one tiny ding right here. I don't even know if is that a ding right there? Maybe a tiny one.
Tiny.
The frame, look at the engine cases on this. Look at the bolt. New drain bolt. No evidence of any issues underneath on the engine cases. And look at all the hardware. The engine mount bolts, the clutch, all the clutch hardware is new. Even the clutch actuating arm and cable and all the bolts, everything's new here. The cylinder bolts are new. The head bolts are new. Like it's like a time capsule. Like it just came out of the box. The brake arm here, normally those are bent. All the hardware is new on that. It's beautifully powder coated. All the hardware and proper. It's just beautifully done. You can see the brakes all the way out to the final. It's brand spanking new. Brakes have never been adjusted. So yeah, good luck finding a nicer one. Is this too nice to ride off-road? It might be. I mean, you could buy a nice rider for, $3,500 to $4,500. This one needs to be, in the living room, hang it from the mantle, or if you're going to ride it, might as well go all the way and take it to the Ricky Carmichael Vintage Supercross at Daytona. It's got the modern progressive suspension. The forks are rebuilt. It's got a high-performance pipe brand new carb, everything's done. So it's as close to a time capsule. It's even got the bumblebee on it. Even the yellow bumblebee is like, Daddy, I'm home. So yeah, it's this bike's 50 years old. 50. I mean,
I look that good at 50.
yeah, this thing's freaking spectacular. This looks better than it did brand new. Beautifully redone. It's been on just a display piece since it's been finished. It has not been ridden until our ride here in our test and tune. It was literally just restored and put on display, and it's up for sale. So all the drain lines are new, the fuel lines are new, the fuel filter's new. Everything's beautiful. Look at show them the hardware underneath here on the rear fenders. Most people don't do the little details like put the proper rubber washers underneath and then you got the metal washer and the proper bolt. The original Phillips screws up here. The air box is in pristine condition. I mean, I could go on and on. I mean, every pure perfection everywhere except for that peg, and I have another one to replace it. It's just not here yet. So if you have any questions about this Diamond, give us a call. Give Junior a call. My son, Kenny Jr., he'll hook you up. It's going to be for sale on eBay auction. If it's not sold before then, quite often some of our regular customers will see the Instagram video and call up and snipe it before it goes to auction. But like I said, 100 hours of shop labor for us to duplicate that. That's what we charge you. On the low end, 70 hours if everything's perfect. On the high end, 100, in that ballpark. So we'll say 100 hours labor. And to put all these new components, new exhaust, new rims, new shocks, crank up, rebuild, you're looking at close to $4,000 in parts, 3,500 to 4,000, plus including the paint, you know. So you don't have to be a math major. It's 150 bucks an hour. That's a lot of money. So this one's done. It's perfect, and it's ready for a new home. Give Junior a call, and you're buying a piece of moto history here. Thanks for watching. God bless America.